nice and fast. Already Pry. Oh, beautiful counter to the takedown. Thank you for joining us tonight.
No disadvantage to Zayef, but then he...
A little too much on Trixie. Nice shooting, good turning.
Watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube, watching from around the world tonight. I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ESFL 133. Today, the Xbox division ranks will be getting swapped as we have 9 fights plus a championship fight to top off the night. As for the casters, myself, the Sage One, joining me is Luber Libre. How are you doing today?
Dude, I am happy to be here. Happy to be in the booth with you, Saved. I think it's a fun little name there. Save the card, swooping in. Happy to be here in your debut in the ESFL, man. Excited for it.
I'm really excited. This is, yeah, it's my first time casting MMA of any sort, UFC 4. This is really, really exciting for me. If I mess up any words, you've got me. So, yeah, everything will be good. But as for tonight, we do have a fight card graphic to look at because we have so many fights here tonight. We know what the first one is, but is there any fight here on this card that sticks out to you?
Yeah, I just love these Xbox cards. As an Xbox player, I've had a chance to go round for round with a few of these guys. The main event tonight is possibly the best fight we've had all season. BlakeTylerr coming back, taking on his teammate, God Ate My Pig, for the belt. Both guys undefeated on the season. I think anybody who's seen BlakeTylerr fight knows how exciting it is to have him in a main event. But then I'd also highlight fight number 8 on the night, Hammer versus JC21. Hammer being, you know, somebody who's been not just in the game for a long time, but surprising people. Every time he shows up, he gets wins that people don't think he's going to get. And JC21 is a huge test. If he could pull off that win, that'd be the work of legends. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, you got to love seeing guys that, you know, they're not only just undefeated, right? The undefeated streaks are fun to watch, but having a guy that's a little bit more experienced, you know, has some losses underneath his belt is really cool to see too.
Yeah, I really, I think that what we're at with this game right now is everybody's fought everybody. They know who's the top dogs out there. But when you fight in the ESFL, those fights matter more than any other fight. A win, a loss on this stage, that really defines your reputation in the community. And these guys are out to build that reputation.
Exactly. And even looking at the fight that we're going to be watching first, it's Otto versus Tadpole. And you already know that this fight is really, really big, specifically for Tadpole, because he's ranked 31. He wants to get up to those 20s. So this is exactly how he's going to do it.
Oh, yeah. This is a fight that Tadpole has been asking for every day at the matchmaker over on the Xbox side. He's asking for it again, man. And it's a rematch. He lost his first fight to Otto this season. And I think that yes, you want to, you know, see people move on and see what they do on the rest of the roster. It was a very close fight, and a lot of people wanted to see this happen. So here we are.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really awesome. But I believe, is the fight going to be starting soon or starting now? Okay, so we're going to be, we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for at least handling us for a little bit, because there was a little bit of a delay, but you know what? We got it all sorted out. We got 2 new casters here, so this is going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and without further ado, let's start up this game.
Yeah, and I like that we're here in the featherweight division. They're hovering right now, Volkanovski and McGregor. It's an interesting choice if they stick with it. They may be a little confused on the start time, so we'll give them a minute to figure it out. I know the guys in the back are talking to them. But it's a really interesting matchup because when you look at these two guys, you got Otto, who's somebody who's a strong pressure fighter. He's sneaky in the pocket. He's got a good ground game. So when you're somebody who wants to move forward against somebody who's flashy like Tadpole, it's about that power. You want to catch him and just change the fight with one strike. And so we'll see if he locks in Volkanovski here.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to be locked in here. We saw that Tadpole, he locked it in. Oh, but there you go. Jose Aldo. That's going to be a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tadpole is a flashy player, right? He wants the highlight knockout. He wants the flow. He wants to make his opponent miss, look silly. And obviously McGregor, I mean, that's where a lot of guys got that play style from. They want to emulate Conor. And this Aldo fight, everyone knows how it played out the first time. I think you're going to see Tadpole try to look for that flashy finish. So it'll be interesting to see with Jose Aldo, does he play a more reserved style, Otto? Does he sit back, land the leg kicks, take it slow? Or does he push forward like Aldo did in the real fight and risk the knockout?
It was a one-punch fight. So currently we have not seen that yet. Yeah, Tadpole versus Otto already started off here. You can already see that Otto putting on a little bit of pressure. You gotta love that early on.
Yeah, that is, I mean, from the scouting report, they've definitely identified that as a pattern in his game plan. He likes to press forward, cut off the cage, make this fight dirty, in close, hooks, elbows, whatever he can land in tight.
Nice couple shots to the head coming in from Tadpole. Nothing other than that. A lot of blocking early on here in this match. Sweeping leg kick tries to come out from Otto, but can't exactly land that. Look at a couple of uppercuts.
Yeah, and I like how Otto is, yes, he's pressing forward, but he's willing to step back and, you know, kind of reset as these engagements aren't going his way. But same time, you'd like to see some of these engagements go his way. He's losing the first few here, but it's still early in the fight.
Yeah, super early in the fight. We want to see what little shots these players can get off. You can see a bunch of body shots going off for at least both of these fighters, but anything other than that, no real headshots coming out just yet.
Yeah, and I did see in the pre-fight lobby, their ping was sitting about 190. I think that this is a North America versus EU matchup. Now, these guys are used to it. They've played each other quite a bit, but yeah, it may be affecting some things here.
Yeah, Tadpole taking a little bit of a hit on the stamina part. Same thing with Otto. But, oh, look at these combos coming out, too.
Yeah, dig into the body. You love to see it. You can see the leg kick damage, though, already starting to add up a little bit for Otto. The biggest advantage in the game right now is that right leg being hurt for McGregor.
That's it. Some players, they just think, you know what, aim for the head, swing, and just try and see what you can find. But if you want to play the long con game, go for the legs, man, because it's so effective.
Yeah, it's risky. You know, in this game, everyone thinks the leg kicks are a little bit maybe under-tuned, where you land a clean one, it doesn't do what you want. But if you get that counter window, right, where you catch them throwing an overhand or something like that, it could change the fight immediately. But if we're seeing this kind of fight, the big boot coming up from the middle there, this kind of fight where they're kind of pitter-pattering, trading exchanges, this is how Otto can secure a decision pretty easily. Just get the damage advantage by attacking that leg.
Yeah, oh man, a couple of leg kicks or, you know, just kicks to the head in general. Otto not really taking too much damage here in this fight. A little bit of damage going towards his head, but Tadpole is definitely a lot more beat up as we hit the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, the block too is interesting. Neither of these guys seem to be looking for those block breaking strategies, you know, where they're trying to take it out. But at the same time, they're both standing in the pocket and trading. So if one guy overextends a little too much, you know, trying to get that big combo off, they're going to open themselves up for a big counter.
What's really good, actually, for Tadpole, I know he's a little bit more beat up, but his stamina is in a really nice spot. Otto right now, he's taking a little bit of hits to his stamina. It makes sense, though, because he's just putting on so much pressure here in this fight.
Yeah, the stamina, especially with the McGregor, right? Because with the stats being so low, you really have to change your style to fight around it. And Tadpole, you know, whatever his game plan coming in is, clearly doing a great job of managing stamina.
Overhand right came through to close out the round from Otto, and that is going to be it. So a lot more damage, or at least a little bit of a summary, a lot more damage being done to Tadpole, to his head, and to his right leg, I believe it was. So, yeah, going into round number 2, Otto, he's got a couple of things to watch out for, right?
Yeah, I mean, a McGregor power, especially with this much stamina, is something you always have to watch out for. But it's also that, you know, the game has changed now for Tadpole. He's down a round. He could win 2 rounds, yes, but he's much more likely to be looking for the big, heavy shots to get a rock, get a knockdown, get a knockout.
A couple of shots going back and forth from these two guys. Look at this. Whoa! What a massive punch to the head coming through from Tadpole, but he stumbles on his way down. Now Otto wants to capitalize on that. Both men return to their feet, but that was scary for a second.
The up kick right to the face. Tadpole's rocked.
He's
Otto.
Yeah, sorry. Otto's been unleashing that a couple of times here, and now you get to see it actually do a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely. You saw that upkick in the first round, kind of evens the scorecard in this second round. But yeah, that knockdown in Tadpole's favor, that first one, he landed an uppercut as Otto was trying to use head movement to survive. That is a great sign for Tadpole if he's going to win. Oh, huge head kick.
No, the ground and pound has been initiated. Now all Otto has to do is just swing and hopefully try and do something here. But no. Now Tadpole on the ground. Maybe he's trying to look for a submission, but no, he just wants to get right on back up.
Save, you've been on those head kicks all fight. You know, the up kick coming straight up, and that one was a roundhouse right there. But yeah, definitely headhunting with those.
Right, it's just a bunch of headhunting, like you're saying, coming from Otto here. Early on in round, or at least throughout the whole of round number 1, and definitely here in round number 2. Otto just looks just so in control here of this fight.
Yeah, I think that the stats bear that out, huh? Or their health bars, yeah. Definitely going in his favor. And those head kicks, they keep landing, you know, not clean there, but it's not countered, right? It's not blocked.
Yeah.
He ate a little bit of it, so.
One roundhouse kick to the head sends Connor right to the mat. And that's all you're really looking for coming out of Otto here, right?
I think so, yeah. I think at this point, he's got a read on it, right? The timing, whatever it is. And he's got the advantage on the scorecards, so Tadpole has to be a little bit more aggressive, which makes it a little more predictable. Oh, but he can do that.
No, just a 1-2. That's all you need sometimes. Tadpole, he's got the read on that. Look at spinning roundhouse kick coming out from Otto, not able to land, blocked. A lot of shots being blocked here. These fighters, man, they're going at it.
Oh, yeah, and you can see right now. Oh, he hits him with the uppercut.
Oh, yeah, he hits an uppercut against the cage. A little bit of lag, but that's okay. A little bit more damage.
For the mount finish?
Yeah, a little bit more damage coming through from Tadpole. He just wants to ground pound and just swing. No, he's not able to get it. That's okay, Otto. Oh, he returns back to the mount.
Yeah, raining down shots here. You could definitely put the fight away from here, but he's out of stamina here, so we'll see if Tadpole bails. He might go straight to the stand-up, honestly. He might let him back to the feet here, or he might get swept.
It was so close. Otto, his head bar was just blinking. And now Tadpole, he's got the top control just so well. I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll try and keep the mount here for at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, no, good call on that. We saw that Otto went for the high-level cage transition, trying to reverse the position, and Tadpole denied it on this ping, which is huge. It is a pretty big window to deny it, but it's not the easiest thing in the world, and Tadpole nailed it there. So great play to keep mount position. Definitely stole that round, so I think we're looking at one apiece right now.
That was awesome. Right into left into uppercut. Such an easy combo, but it's so effective, and that's what you saw Tadpole do to take down Otto. But now here in round number 3, it starts. You can already see the damage that's been done to Tadpole. Even Otto's head's been taking a little bit of a beating as well.
Oof. Yeah, that's his combos. Oh my goodness.
Wow. And that's it. Tadpole comes back off of a loss, begs for a rematch, and ends up taking the W. It's 1-1 now.
Yeah, is Otto going to come right back and ask for his own rematch? That was a great fight. I'm down. Sign me up. That was amazing. Wow, what a finish, too.
What a fight to start off the night, but look at these highlights. The uppercuts, man, that was the name of the game for Tadpole. Even though Otto, his, roundhouse kicks were beautiful, even just normal kicks to the chin. But Tadpole, he just had it on lock.
Yeah, Tadpole, especially after that first round adversity, and even in the second round, he was getting caught quite a bit. But I think ultimately, his hands, his combinations, the ability to string together, like you said, it's just a 1-2, but when you do it at the right time, it hits pretty hard. And Tadpole got that rhythm going and started landing clean. And especially what you saw was when he had Otto rocked, there was one sequence where he missed like 4 or 5 punches. The next time it came around, he slowed down, he threw more precise shots, he landed them, and ultimately that's how he won the fight.
Yeah, what a beautiful fight coming through from Tadpole. Again, like we said, he was losing in the first round and ended up coming back. So you always love to see that underdog story. Are we taking a break or are we going right into this next one? All right, we're going in, apparently. This next lobby is already ready. But let's break down this just a little bit. So we have Broomstick versus T-Drivers. Anything that we need to know out of this fight?
Yeah, definitely. So these two guys have been around most of this season. Broomsticks is one I definitely got my eye on. He's number 28 in the world. He's 1-2. He's one of those players that, yes, he came up and he was competitive with a lot of guys, but he was young and he wasn't a veteran of the series. He's newer to the series. And so a couple veterans have taken him under his wing, showed him the ropes, and I've heard that he's a killer right now, which if you look at this record between these two guys, T-Drivers is up 11-0 lifetime in the series. So
yeah,
I hope he's improved. Let's see. We'll find out.
We're going to have to see. We have T-Drivers versus Broomstick. Who is going to win this one? You can already see the fighters that they've chosen. Poirier, as we already know, great fighter in his own division.
Yeah, and I like the Pettis pick coming out too. It's not your typical, his stats aren't the highest, but the moveset that they gave him, the different kick combinations, feints, and everything. I mean, some of the most flashy, exciting knockouts you'll see in this game are people using Anthony Pettis, and some people will play him pretty much every time they get the chance. So maybe T-Drivers is one of those guys. I don't know.
Bunch of body punches coming through here from both of these fighters. Broomstick taking a little bit of damage to the head early on, and definitely both fighters to the body. You got some, just body kicks coming out for both of these guys.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of different kicks coming out from T-Drivers. I think he's going to work low, work high, and then you're going to see the half kick that he cancels and he throws a head kick. It could get real fancy, but what Broomstick is doing to stop that is pressure. Keep on him. Don't give him any space to get that kicking game going. And try not to get hit in the head, I suppose.
3 minutes here on the clock. Only 1 minute of play, but look at this. Broomstick already takes an uppercut and just kind of stuns him just a little bit. That's going to do a little bit of damage to Broom's head.
Yeah, the cumulative damage, not too devastating, but when you get that rock on the scorecard early, it's definitely something that these fighters can do a lot with. Broomstick's plan is going to be the same. Pressure, 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 but he can't keep getting hit.
Oh, yeah, he's just got to block his head just a little bit more. He's busy blocking the body, right? You have and a knockdown as well.
And that's the beauty of the kicking game of Anthony Pettis. He's spinning, he's throwing high kicks that go low, low kicks that go high. You can't get a read on it, so you really have to beat him to the punch or punch him before he can kick you, so to speak.
Yeah, it's interesting what T-Drivers is doing here. He keeps kicking to the body, right? And it gets Broom to block the body, and then T-Drivers goes for the head. It's just a whole mind game here.
Oh, yeah, and it's people who play this style, the kicking style, the outside kind of, exciting, you're trying to hit the head kicks. The way you get that head kick to land is you set it up, right? And they're so used to it. They know what to read on their opponent when they're starting to get in their head. And yeah, this damage is just matriculating for T-Drivers. He's got a nice lead here in the first round.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of damage to the head, a little bit to the body. Nothing really to the legs, but you can see a nice bruise going to Poirier's body over there too.
Yeah, the visual damage coming in. He's catching those ribs. It's going to be tough to go out later for Broomstick, but he's still in the fight. He can't take those head kicks.
Yeah, Broom's block was just on a blinking health bar, and that's when that headshot came through. Look at that. If that was a better distance with that kick, that would have been a knockdown for sure.
Yeah, the timing is there. This is every time Broomstick tries to get a little offense going, he just gets kicked in the head. This is not a good situation for him. He's got to find something.
Yeah, at least he got through here to the second round, but even taking a look at the round stats, definitely going into T-Driver's favor.
Yeah, those two rocks, actually pretty even on total strikes, but I would imagine the damage done from these kicks is a little bit more than the damage that Broomstick's getting from the punches. So I think pretty clear round on the judges' scorecard. But I think what you're looking for right now, at this rate, T-Drivers is going to put him away.
The uppercut was beautiful. Can't really follow that up with anything. It does stun Broom a little bit, but he's able to regain a little bit of momentum. Nice 1-2.
Yeah, a little 1-2 there, but Broomstick is in trouble, man. He is taking a beating. There you go. Switch it up. Go for the takedown. Find something.
Yeah, but he denies it. Couple of knees to the body. Nice stuff coming through from T-Driver. He just looks on point today.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clean. Not a lot of wasted motion, not a lot of missed punches or kicks, and everything that isn't, hurting Broomstick, it's at least setting up the next shot that does hurt him. So very, very good performance so far from T-Drivers.
It does look like T-Drivers, though, is kind of stalling on stamina, or at least going a little bit down on stamina. But like you said, just a head punch onto Broom, and he's not blocking any of these.
No, it's a punching bag situation right now. You can get a pretty good cardio workout working the bag. So man, there's a chance for Broomstick. This fight's not over. You got power, you got a little bit of cardio, but I don't know what he's gonna do here. He's getting beat up.
He tried to go for a takedown there earlier on, and I was gonna say maybe he can try and do something with a submission, right? Any sort of stamina game, because T-Driver, you can see his stamina bar, even though they're kind of around the same stamina, both of these guys. T-Driver's have just been using a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. With all that body work that T-Driver's landed, you would expect him to have a cardio advantage, but because he's been so active and throwing those big shots, the kicks and what have you, it is fairly close. And that's Broomstick's out, right? He's got to catch T-Drivers in a low stamina situation, either a punch or, like you said, a submission, something where you can do what you shouldn't be able to do. And this is not it right here. No, he's got to find a way off his. He's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to get some accumulative damage, because this ground and pound, it's great for the scorecard, but you're not in a scorecard fight right now. You got to get the knockout or submission.
Yeah, you got to do something here. And look at this. It could be an arm bar, but doesn't actually get it locked in, unfortunately. A little bit of ground and pound action coming through from Broom, but look at the switch.
Yeah, nice sweep there, catching the arm, and now he's straightening him out, raining down the ground and pound. I don't think he'll get the finish here, but he's sending a message.
Yeah, even though Broom's head is blinking, yeah, it was just a little bit vulnerable. All T-Driver needs is just like one uppercut or a couple of uppercuts, and it could be huge, but T-Drivers does get stunned. He does have to go back and just regain a little bit of stamina, but man, Broom, he found a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, and you saw him go for it too. Threw everything he had there looking for the win. You got to admire it, not giving up, not, mentally staying in a fight like this can go a long way for you, because it's a crazy game. It's a crazy sport. Anything can happen. So at least he's still fighting. That's the first step.
Yeah, you were saying here that Broom definitely needs the knockout, and yeah, if I was the judges, it would be 2018. It's it's looking like that. And Broom, he just gets wobbled, man, early on here in the third round. Oh, and the uppercut knocks him down, but he gets right on back up.
Yeah, and his block is so low. His head health is so low. He's just hanging on, and he's doing a good job defensively after the rock, but it's too little too late at that point. Maybe some hooks here he's throwing out, but the writing's on the wall, I think. It's just that one final shot we're waiting for.
You can see T-Drivers. He's excited because he understands the position that he's in. He's throwing, like you said, everything, like the kitchen sink he's throwing right at Broomstick here. Oh, man. We're waiting for something to come out from T-Driver. It's just, we're sitting on the edge of our seat for it.
You got the flying knee. We saw him spinning a minute ago. There's a nice little hook. Yeah, this might be it right here.
Yeah, he gets knocked down, but T-Driver doesn't want to go for it.
Yeah, there is, a little bit of danger jumping in someone's guard, especially when you can just do that.
Oh my goodness. There you go. That is gonna be it. T-Driver dominates the first, second, and third round and gets the knockout while he does it.
T-Drivers, baby. Yeah, what a performance on the Anthony Pettis pick. It was a lot of fun to watch. That smooth, especially in that first round, he was just moving all over the place, landing clean, hitting people, not getting hit. What else can you ask for?
That was beautiful for sure. Yeah, I'm excited now for the rest of this card. If this is just the prelims, man, we're going to be seeing some awesome fights.
Oh, yeah. Say welcome to the ESFL, my man. It's nothing but lightning and dynamite. This is what we're in for, so it'll be fun.
It's good that there's no heavyweights here that are just laying on top of each other for 15 minutes. So.
Hey, we may get there too, but yeah. Exactly. No, typically high-end action. I think we're going into the middleweight this next fight.
Yeah, we're heading into round match number 3, Ricardo versus Issues. We're seeing some middleweight action. Robert Whitaker versus Robert Whitaker being hovered by both of these players. Maybe they'll switch off as we go to them, but maybe not.
No, at the middleweight division, you're going to see a lot of Robert Whitaker. Some people do have their pocket picks. You might see Vettori or a couple other guys. Israel Adesanya is pretty tough to use in this game, but Whitaker's just got all the stats you need. But this fight, 13 versus 19, both guys in the top 20, both guys 1-1. This is that spot on the roster where everyone knows these guys are good, but they want to show that they're better. They've done the work. They've gotten on the roster. They've gotten a good ranking. But now it's, you know, it's about making a statement and saying, I'm not just a top 20 guy. Maybe I'm a top 10 guy. These are the kind of fights where they can prove that.
Yeah, Ricardo, he definitely wants to win this one. He'll probably bump him up to 10 or 9, you know. Issues, though, this is an even bigger fight for him, right? Sitting at 19. He wants to get up to the early teens for himself, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, and I like it too. Both these guys are known to be a bit of striking. They favor the striking game, and with Whitaker, you're not going to see a lot of wrestling because he has such good defensive wrestling. So we're going to get a classic bar burner, stand and bang, and then throwing leather already.
Already a couple of uppercuts coming through, and even some body shots to start off here in this round. But yeah, just like you said, these guys are already going at it.
Yeah, and I like both these guys, especially Ricardo. Ricardo's got some fire to him. He'll talk a little trash if he needs to. He's not over the top with it. But, you know, they are into this right now. They want to prove where they are in the scene. And so it's really a matchup of two guys who are invested in the game, playing with one of the top-level meta fighters and matched up against each other in a mirror match. So for the people who are into the competitive scene, who want to see this game played at a high level, this is really what it's all about.
Ricardo already taking a little bit of damage to the body. Even Issues taking some damage to the body. Even some head punches going through. But yeah, early on, 1 minute of play has already almost been issued here. But yeah, I know it's fast. It's a fast early game, but no real string of punches coming through.
Yeah, Ricardo's landing definitely a little more clean. He's got a little more body damage too, which will pay dividends as the fight goes on. But it's a good indicator of, you know, if they're going to have this style of fight where they're both throwing their combinations and they're trying to figure out the range. It seems like Ricardo's a little quicker to catch on to Issues timing.
Yeah, you can see that Ricardo, he comes in with a right, tries to go for a left, but it gets blocked. So Issues is already on top of that one. And the same thing goes through for Issues. But you can see that, yeah, a little bit more damage going over to Issues. But just as I say that, Ricardo gets stunned up.
It's the teep. Ricardo threw that teep twice, and both time Issues threw in. It's very subtle. It's a little sidestep, but you'll avoid the kick entirely and have a huge chance to counter. And he did twice in a row. And there's that teep again. Ricardo's got to be careful with it.
Yeah, Ricardo takes a little bit of damage off of that trade. Same thing for Issues. Issues. The only problem with that is that it was over the course of the fight. So you can see that Ricardo is going for the long haul game as Issues. He wants to go for those big explosion points.
Yeah, and it's very, very subtle, but Issues is hitting those side steps, those little subtle sideways movements that will make Ricardo miss, and he won't realize what's happening until it's too late. He's doing it over and over again. If Ricardo can pick up on it, the leg kicks are there. They're very reliable counter to it. Body work is good, but right now he's got to be careful.
Ricardo trying to string together whatever he can. Both fighters taking a lot of damage to the head, but Issues takes a little bit more damage to the body. You can even see that Issues has a little bit of left leg damage going on there, so maybe Ricardo can go for that, but a nice little combo takes Ricardo to blinking head HP.
It's tough round to score, man. I'm glad I'm not a judge. We got computers doing it for us.
It was very, very close, right? You can kind of give Issues a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because he got the stun off, but Ricardo had just control the whole fight.
Yeah, and it's an interesting dynamic to the fight in that sense too, where Issues maybe didn't have the tempo advantage, right? He was kind of losing most exchanges, but when it came time to land the big shot, he's the one who did it. He's the one who had the counter there.
Yeah, as we head into round number 2, 5 minutes on the clock here as we get started off. Issues comes out just swinging.
Yeah, he's pressuring right away. Definitely backs Ricardo up to the cage.
Yeah, Ricardo as well has a little bit to return. You saw the body HP go down a little bit there as well. Stamina bars are basically the same here in round number 2. So it's all about who's going to get that first knockdown. That's what we have to watch out for. You're seeing the stringing of punches, but who actually gets the knockdown?
Yeah, and the body work for Ricardo is actually looking real nice right now. Especially, it's a 3-round fight, so maybe it's not going to get to the point of these guys being gassed. They're very good at managing their stamina. You can see nearly halfway through the fight, both guys have near full stamina. But that's really where I see the advantage building for Ricardo right now is that body work.
Yeah, none of these fighters going for a takedown. I'm guessing, does Whitaker ever go for a takedown?
So Whitaker's wrestling strong for sure, but his defensive wrestling, his ability to stuff a takedown, sprawl, those stats are cranked in this game. So with both guys taking Whitaker, it's you can expect a striking match, and also just knowing these guys how they prefer to fight. You got to have your competency on the ground, right? Your ability to fight there, but most guys prefer their striking. They like it. They have more fun with it, and they feel like it's their strength at this level.
Of course. Yeah, Ricardo, you can see that he tried to go for a couple of leg kicks. And, yeah, the left leg of Issues taking a little bit of damage. But I feel like Ricardo doesn't have enough patience for that, right? Just kind of swing at the head and see what you can find.
Ricardo is in the flow state Kings. I think that's definitely what we're seeing. He's trying to hit that flow state, that rhythm, right? Where he's just, he's in a groove and he can't be stopped. And the leg kicks are a little more calculated. They're going to pay dividends regardless, but I think you're right. I don't think we're going to see a leg kick, TKO, anything of that nature. I would advise you keep throwing them, though, because it takes those side steps away from Issues.
Yeah, the head of Issues taking a little bit of damage. Same thing for Ricardo. Ricardo does have a little bit more body HP, though. That could use to his advantage, but look at that. The left came out here from Issues. It stuns Ricardo for a second. He's able to regain, though, with a leg kick back over to Issues, and he actually gets him knocked down. Ground and pound now gets unleashed from Ricardo, but can he actually finish this fight? The answer is going to be no for the time being.
One or two strikes away. No, that boot, that front kick right up the gut, straight to the face, rocked him. And then nice follow-up from Ricardo, no hesitation, getting the knockdown there. And now he's really making it work for him.
Yeah, he gets into that ground and pound state, but yeah, it's so good coming through from Issues. Like you said, the ground game from Whitaker is just too strong.
Yeah, and these guys, with that ground and pound sequence, it was such a big part of the game early on. Most of these guys are defensively sound there. It's about kind of where are you at when that starts. You got to have somebody rocked, otherwise usually you're not going to get too much damage off.
Oh, so the first 2 rounds of this match, crazy. Super back and forth, like you were saying. I would hate to be a judge right now. But there you go, Ricardo. He goes for an early takedown, but it does get stuffed.
Yeah, nice denial there. Late on the denial, but early enough to keep it standing. That's all you could really ask for. This is a fun little animation there, too. You don't see it too much.
Yeah.
We'll see, to your point of the judges score, because if these guys are going to be looking for knockouts, they're going to start letting it go right now, and I think we're seeing it.
Yeah, Issues takes a little bit of damage, does get stunned up, but ends up recovering. You can see that Issues' head did take a little bit of damage from that last round, but we now have 4 minutes here on the clock. Ricardo, he wants to look for a knockout.
Yeah, toe-to-toe, they're swinging. Look at that knockdown. I don't know if he'll get the follow-up. Oh, the ground and pound, let's see. Right
wow.
Shots. No, not there.
Yeah, it starts to swing and nothing really comes from it. Unfortunate, but Issues, you found a little bit, right? You found a little bit of damage, and that's always really good to know what your opponent's weakness is.
And just watching these guys right now, they are not going to let it go to the judges' scorecards if they can help it. Both guys looking for knockout shots in tight, in the pocket, and taking risks, using head movement in tight, leaving themselves exposed, trying to find that big shot.
Ricardo trying to swing, but just swings at nothing. Just wants to try and get into close range, but a leg kick comes out. Roundhouse kick to the head. It just stuns up Issues. Doesn't drop him just yet. Spinning elbow as well. Not going to land. Blocked by Issues. Nice job from both of these guys. I love both these guys' blocking. Is really good, but just as I say that, Issues takes an uppercut.
Their punching ain't half bad either. Oh, he might have him here. He's got him. That's it.
Wow.
Wow.
Ricardo, after not looking the absolute best in round number 1, kind of having his moments in round number 2, takes the third by a knockout.
Hats off to both guys. What a fight that was. That was a fun one to watch. Back and forth, both guys landing. Ultimately, Ricardo finding the kill shot, getting the win with the cage finish there. Beautiful fight.
What an awesome fight. And we even get to look at the highlights here. You can see that Ricardo, he found his moments, man. The left that knocked Issues down for the count. Just so good.
Great hands all fight long. Just beautiful, beautiful combinations. Well done, guys. That was a great fight. Appreciate it.
What a fight. What a fight. So definitely Ricardo, he might be moving up a couple of ranks after that one. Was ranked 13, Issues was the underdog there in that fight, but they were so close in standings that, you know, it was so even, and you saw that throughout all 3 rounds. That was awesome.
Yeah, and that EK camp is really it's one of those that they have a lot of high-end guys, but every now and then they'll add somebody new, and people are like, well, this is, you know, EK, who's this guy? But they train their guys up. They round out their games. They make sure there's no obvious flaws. And then they all bring their own special little something to the camp, right? So EK Issues, as a force in this EK camp, guys that are always contending for the title, what are they going to do with him? How are they going to work on his game? And how are they going to really make this product of theirs, EK Issues, a future champion? I'm excited to see what we have in store further up on the roster. As you mentioned, probably moving up in rankings, probably getting a little bit tougher fight.
Yeah, for sure. And we were saying that it was so even anyways, that Issues, all he really has to work on is just little things, right? It's just like little things here and there. I feel like he came guns blazing in the first round. He kind of let his hand loose, right, in round 1. But then as it started to go on, you kind of have that stamina, right? You still have to stay focused in round number 3. And I feel like Issues, he kind of let his guard down in round 3.
Yeah, you know, at that point in the fight, there's got to be so much going through your head.
Oh, of course.
It's got to be, I mean, because not only is it a close fight, but it's a close fight on the big stage, right? And you got your corner talking to you, and you got all these different reads you made. You're throwing the ones out that aren't working anymore. You're trying to find new ones. It could have been a lapse in focus. It could have, honestly, a fight like that, man, those guys were swinging. Who knew what was going to happen? I would like to see him run it back someday, because I felt like anything could happen that, you know, last sequence there.
Yeah, and that's going to be it, right? We can do as much theory crafting as we want, but we have the next game under, or at least in the character select. We have M-Town versus Trixie. This is going to be awesome as well. Rank 18 versus rank 16 here. Yeah, this is going to be close in the welterweight.
Yeah. KM M-Town coming in, filling in on short notice. I think he's actually so short notice that our graphic wasn't updated in time. So last minute, ready to go. Always good to see those guys out there. He's 1-1. He's in that KM Kingsman camp. A lot of great fighters there, but he's also somebody that before he made it into the ESFL, people were talking about him. They're saying this guy needs to be in the big show. He's got what it takes, and he won a big fight, but he also lost one. So we got to see, is he going to live up to that hype? Or is he, I mean, he's a great fighter regardless, but is he that something special? And then on the other side, EK Trixie, a legend of the game. You know, he's won tournaments, he's won ESFL fights at the highest level, and he's been around this whole season without competing a whole lot. What I mean by that is he's competing in other leagues, winning a lot of fights, but he hasn't been making that push for the title run that a lot of people thought he would be doing this year. So this is really his chance to say, hey, remember me? I'm also a contender for the title, and see if he can do it.
This one's going to be fun. Trick versus M-Town, where we have Usman versus Mazvidal. This one is going to be a lot of fun. Trick already coming out with the clinch.
Yeah, it's the Usman. You know you're going to see the clinch pretty soon, especially at this level. I like that M-Town wasn't afraid to go with Mazvidal, somebody who's known to be, you know, not the best grappler in the division, but the best striker. So he's saying, yeah. Maybe you'll all grapple me, but I'm going to knock you out anyway.
Wow, look at this. Trick gets it really close to a takedown, but not going to secure it just yet. Nice uppercut coming through from Trick as well.
Yeah, he's threatening with the strikes inside, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to get M-Town to freeze. Put his block up, kind of stand there for a second. That way he can reach. Oh! And he can punch him in the face.
Wow! A very, very early takedown coming through from Trick. It looked like he had the momentum at the beginning of the fight. Now he's in the ground and pound position. Does end up transitioning just to a mount. I don't know if he wants to get up from here, though.
Yeah, and I would credit that to those clinch attempts we saw. We saw he was going in heavy with that, trying to get the takedown, and that had to affect M-Town's striking in the pocket there, because you would expect with the great head movement of Mazvidal and the combinations, he'd have the advantage there. But no, Trixie landing clean, getting the knockdown. Now he's in great position.
M-Town, I don't know if he was expecting what we just saw there early in the round, but my goodness, Trick. This guy is definitely experienced. He's insane for sure, and he's staying on that half mount here. He's just laying down the punches.
Yeah, he's waiting for M-Town to try to transition. He's throwing these little punches, these little, they accumulate damage and they're good, they score. But really, it's just building up an advantage and waiting for your opponent to make the move. Because like you just saw there, a high-level grappler with Usman against Mazvidal, he's just going to deny transitions all day, build up a stamina advantage, and take over the fight. Just go up, or he'll let him up. Maybe he's trying to set a statement.
You know what? He just wants to get him up. A little bit more damage is exactly what he wants to place before taking down his opponent once again. We might see that before the timer runs out. We do have 1 more minute of play, but look at this M-Town with a really nice right hook.
Yeah, I mean, so Trixie, great start to the fight, got the knockdown, but you got to think his advantage is in the ground there. He had great position, and then he stood it up. A little bit of confidence is great, but there's such a thing as overconfidence, and M-Town is a great fighter, so we'll see how this works out for him.
Couple of knees to the head, but nothing too crazy. M-Town taking a lot of damage to his head health bar. But as for Trick, nothing really over on his side. We're looking for M-Town to just unleash here. He's trying to get aggressive, but Trick, he's just so good at the defensive game.
Yeah, no, exactly. The defensive fighting from Trixie there, landing good shots, getting damage in, but I think he had full health bars everywhere. I don't think he was even sweating.
It was one right hook from M-Town that took down Trick just a little bit, but it wasn't anything to really write home about.
So we'll see what they do here in the second round. I would be surprised if Trixie went back to the grappling. I think he's sending a statement right now that, hey, I could out-grapple you and win this fight, but I want to do it the fun way and knock you out. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing so far.
Oh, you could see it. M-Town, the block bar was basically nothing for a second. So if Trick had anything left in his arsenal, it would have been huge. But still, a lot of damage to the head being taken by M-Town. He's got to do something here. He's got to go for some sort of a punch, but Trick just looks so good.
Yeah, it's that range management. He's landing right on the end of his jabs. If he moves in, he's got a hook behind it so that he can threaten, and if he doesn't, then he moves out and stays safe. That just the knowledge and understanding of when to throw the strike, when it's going to be in range, but also anticipating what M-Town's going to do. Okay, this guy's going to move forward, I throw the strike now. He's moving backwards, I'll hold off. Very good fight.
Yeah, this is awesome so far. You saw Trick try to go for a takedown, but M-Town able to deny that, so definitely credit going over to M-Town. But here so far, Trick just still putting on a clinic. Does end up getting M-Town to the ground. We'll see what type of mount ends up getting placed, but no, actually a denial from M-Town.
Yeah, nice little stand-up back to the feet. As you're saying, though, he really does need to find some offense to at least, even if you're not going to win the fight off one strike, you got to make him think about some things. Because right now, Trixie can kind of just do whatever comes to mind, and it seems like that's how he's played. Decides he wants to try to take down, tries to take down. Decides he wants to strike inside, strikes inside. Just kind of whatever he's feeling at the moment, and it's working.
First round definitely going over to Trick. This round so far as well going over to Trick because he's just so incredibly dominant. We've seen players come back from this though. M-Town with just a nice right or a nice left could be awesome, but look at Trick. Just gets M-Town onto the ground, and we'll see what he's able to do from here.
Yeah, those Greco-Roman / judo throws. High impact, high velocity. You saw the head health blinking from M-Town when he landed. Just getting doll rigged out there, if we're being honest. This is a pretty good showing from Trixie. He's showing that all aspects of his game are on point tonight.
Went for the mount, but is now just on top of his opponent. At least Trick just wants to keep his opponent down for the last minute of play.
Yeah, denying a couple transitions. Good denial from M-Town. Trixie tried to move to that mounted crucifix, pinning the arm down, landing more elbows. But M-Town survived, denied that, which is a good sign at this point in the fight. Maybe tonight's not his night, right? He filled in on short notice. It's a really tough matchup. You can see just taking so much body damage here. But he's still fighting. M-Town's still fighting, so we'll see what he can manage here.
Yeah, you saw that there. The blinking body could provide a lot of damage, but look at this. M-Town gets on top.
Yeah, 5 seconds of victory there for him.
Yeah. Sorry, I provided more hype than I should have. I was like, wow, game changing, but no, it wasn't. Okay, M-Town, Yeah, for the last 5 seconds, he gets on top and then nothing.
Well, you gotta celebrate something for M-Town that was worth it, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? It can't be a biased caster.
No. And actually, as I said, this matchup is just so tough, and Trixie being one of the top players in the world, it's a feeling of frustration on M-Town's behalf of like, yeah, he's trying to do stuff. There's just nothing there. There's just no openings.
And M-Town's a great player too, right? He's nothing to scoff at. Ranked 16, but look at this. M-Town takes 2 stuns early on here in round number 3 and actually gets knocked down here too. Ground and pound unleashed here for Trick. Can he actually close out this fight? Answer is gonna be no, but that was a lot of damage to M-Town.
Yeah, that straight punch right at the end of the combo that, he only had the space to throw one more punch in that combo, and it was the perfect one, the straight to get the drop, and now it's just a beatdown. Yeah, Kelly, the fight's over.
There you go, Trick. He pulls out victorious, wins every single round, basically flawless coming through from Trick here. Definitely a player that we need to watch out for in the coming weeks.
Oh yeah, man. Trixie is back. What a performance. That was awesome to see. Not the best season for him so far. He was 2-2. Now he's 3-2. So he's moving on to the winning side of things. We'll see what kind of matchups are up ahead of him.
Yeah, what a great fight. Yeah, M-Town, he tried though, right? To give credit where credit is due. M-Town tried in the first couple of rounds, but Trick was just so incredibly dominant.
Yeah, and worth noting, he's filling in last minute. We don't know how much time he had to prepare for that fight, all sorts of circumstances. We'll see him back in the ESFL, I'm sure. But I think these next guys are ready.
Yeah, getting over to the next fight, it is going to be Jinja versus Keza. I'm not going to mess that up at all.
Yeah, lots of new names here for you. You're doing great. This fight is great. 20 Keza, FSK Keza Law, 2-2 in the ESFL. He had a nice start. He was 2-0. A lot of high expectations for him coming into the year too. So when he fell off, I think that's kind of a moment where he sits back and he reevaluates and decides what kind of competitor do I want to be? Do I want to be dominant? Do I want to fight my way? Have a distinct style? This is a great matchup for him. TMF Jinja 1-1. He's a counter striker. He likes to box. It's the kind of fighter where if Keza is spending the time really working on those skills, he should be able to showcase them. But on the other side, for Jinja, somebody who didn't have that big name coming into the season, getting a chance to really put his name out there and become that kind of player. And the way these guys stack up, Peter Yan versus Peter Yan, I think we're getting another barn burner here.
Yeah, I feel so too. Both of these guys coming off of a loss. So this is going to be really interesting to see who worked harder in between their last fight. But fight starts off here, Keza versus Jinja, and already a bunch of punches being thrown.
Yeah, no time wasted. We're at 135. We got to get some strikes in. They're going to take a little while to break down the block, break down the health. But with the Peter Yan pick, there's also the element of getting an early advantage because you have a bonus. If you are ahead of your opponent, you get some bonus stats, and when you're both Peter Yan, that is more important because it's doubly effective. So you're gonna see both these guys right away trying to get some damage off.
Yeah, a little bit of damage going to Keza's head to start this one off. Same thing for Jinja. The block going down as well from both of these competitors, but yeah, man, these guys are just both so aggressive. You can't it's not like the last fight, right? The last fight Trick was just so incredibly dominant, and this one is both of these guys. Jinja does actually get to low health on his head, able to step back up, but man, that was close.
Yeah, Jinja getting a little too fancy with those spinning techniques. Keza plants his feet, lands the big combo, gets the rock. Nice late denial to stay on his feet there from Keza.
Yeah, Keza could have stayed on the ground, but no, he wants to get right on back up. He wants to keep putting on that aggression. Tries to go for a left uppercut, but not able to land the uppercut portion of that. Jinja, you're seeing that head health bar just kind of blinks sometimes, and that it scares me for a second because I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Oh, rightfully so too. At this 135-pound division, their stamina is so strong. They can throw combinations that they seem superhuman. Maybe Max Holloway in real life throws some of these, but they can extend them. They can really build up those block breaks, and they can throwing some sneaky shots at the end, some head kicks and stuff to really mix it up.
Keza does end up getting the top mount, which is awesome. Gets a little bit of points right there. But man, Keza he's looking really good. It started off really even at the beginning of the round, but now Keza kind of pulling ahead, which is really good to see.
Yeah, I think that rock gave him a lot of confidence because he's been very aggressive since that point, and it's working. He's landed.
It's definitely working, but Jinja lands a couple of nice punches to the head as well onto Keza. You saw the health bar kind of go down a little bit as well. But yeah, definitely, my goodness, it's back and forth here.
Yeah, when they're fighting in tight like this, anybody could land that big shot and get the rock here. You saw that up kick come from Jinja too, that straight front kick. That's also a dangerous thing with Keza marching forward the way he's doing.
Yeah, just punches are being just thrown as they're so incredibly close to each other. Keza taking a lot of damage. You were saying that he was getting really aggressive since that knockback, but the problem is that he's let his hands down, right? He's let his blocking down, and that's done a little bit of damage to his head.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of predictability. Once you start to feel that, he's starting to feel himself. He wants to land another big shot, get a rock, get a knockdown.
Yeah.
And good adjustment by Jinja to plant his feet, start landing counters rather than trying to find his own initiation.
Yeah, but we start off here in round number 2. Another couple of minutes of play, but look at that. Keza comes out swinging, already knocks back Jinja.
Just a nice little pull elbow, taps him on the chin with the point of that elbow. Very clean. That was good to see.
Oh my goodness. Early aggression from Keza is beautiful. Jinja, though, kind of changed up his plan, trying to go a little bit more to the body here in round 2. Oh, but he gets knocked down. The ground and pound unleashed from Keza. Can he actually finish the fight? Not yet.
Jinja just hanging in there and then throwing that big boot while Keza's stamina was low. Good job by Keza to keep the block up there. But man, that was beautiful. He hit him 4 times before he hit the ground. That was a crazy combination.
My goodness. Keza just comes out swinging here in round 2. Jinja taking a whole lot of damage. Maybe he can come back from this. He's done it before, right? He's laid a little bit of damage onto Keza late into round number 1. So he has the advantage now as he secures the takedown.
Yeah, Keza getting top control there. It'll be interesting to see what he does. He's known to be very, very strong in this position, on top, on the ground.
Yeah.
You should see denials coming out in his favor, but right now, Jinja's holding his own. Both guys getting some denials, so it looks like a stalemate, but a lot of work being done in that position.
Yeah, you can see that both of these players are just trying to either get up or just stay on top. Keza doing a beautiful job at staying on top, doing a little bit more damage to Jinja's head. But now just wants a couple of extra points here as he decides, does he want to stay on the ground or get up? But look at this, Jinja, he might be switching it.
Yeah, great moves from Jinja there. He's in the disadvantaged position, being on the bottom. Gets a denial that was not easy to hit. He predicted Keza trying to switch around and take the back. And then off of that denial, he paused, waited a second, and hit his own transition. Just beautiful work to get top position here. Now he's got 1:30 to work with it.
Yeah, he's got 1:30. See what he's able to do with it here. He gets on top.
Great denial there. That was huge.
Yeah, that was absolutely massive. Jinja, he's going to definitely earn a couple of points here on top.
If Keza's not careful, because getting denied in that position, that is a bad sign. That means you are stuck. He is stuck on his back right now, and he's got to wait until Jinja makes a mistake, and there he gets a nice little return to half guard.
Yeah, exactly. He could be staying on top here for the rest of the round. Maybe he wants to. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. With the first round going so heavily in favor of Keza, I think he still needs the knockout. I think he's going to be looking for that. And it looks like, he's just trying to set it up, look for a counter, look for a big shot as Keza marches forward.
Yeah, Keza, all he needs is one really big shot because you can see that Jinja's head is currently blinking. Oh, tries to go for a spinning kick to close out the round. Would have been an awesome knockout, but not going to happen. Keza definitely very dominant in round 1 and the first half of round 2 as Jinja tries to get a full mount at the last half.
Yeah, and we'll see what they do in the opening here, how they approach it. That's one of those things where you got to think Jinja, feeling how good that felt on the ground, kind of maybe thinking, man, I wish I had taken him down in round 1.
Yeah.
picked a wrestler maybe, but he's still in this fight, especially now that the threat of the takedown is there.
Yeah, you can see that Kez's head taking a little bit of damage, so that potential, like you said, is there, but Kez's defensive game is just so on point. Every single kick, every punch that Jinja tries to throw gets blocked.
Yeah, and Kez is landing on that block. He doesn't care at this point whether or not Jinja's got his block up. He just wants to land punches, keep that pressure on him.
Oh, nice leg kick. Nothing going to come from that, though, unfortunately. Jinja, again, still taking a lot more damage to the head. His block is taking a lot of damage, too. You can see that. It's constantly on that low health bar. So that gives Kez a little bit of an advantage here. You can see that he let his arms go, but it didn't really do anything.
Yeah, and you can see Kez is hunting, like you said, that block damage. He's just throwing little shots to get the block down, and then he's seeing what Jinja does. And he's trying to make that read to get the knockout shot right now. I firmly believe what is on Kez's mind right now is let's knock this man unconscious. And he's trying for it.
Over on the other side, though, Jinja lands a really nice string of punches and finishes it with the knee. And that almost got Keza. You saw that head blinking, and Keza now just wanting to secure the round just by staying on top, right? You want to see knockouts, of course, but if you can get the W by just staying on top, then I feel like Keza wants to do that as well.
Yeah, if the fight's in the bag, you take the W. I think that's a universal truth, but that's the risk right there. He gets swept, and we saw Jinja have a lot of success in the second round on the top when he got this position, but how do you win a fight from here? And that's the question, and it's tough. It's tough, so he stands him back up. He's going to look for the miracle knockout. He went for it.
Wow! Jinja gets rocked and stands right on back up. I don't know how he was not out there.
He threw everything he had into that double kick. A little surprise for Keza, but Keza privy to it, gets the block, and then lands that straight punch to counter it.
Wow. Keza getting kind of rocked here as well. He's letting some punches go through here. Jinja's landing a couple, but a leg kick to the head.
Yeah, and they did swap places here. So you see Keza on the right now, and then Jinja on the left. And Jinja he did rock him, though. He's got here again.
Oh, Keza. Man, that was close. Jinja sweating a little bit. 30 seconds left here. If Jinja's going to do it at any point, it's going to be now. Oh, no, but he gets knocked down. Ground and pound here for Keza. Can he close it out? No, not yet. He's got 10 seconds. Jinja's got to go for everything here.
He's trying to throw the same thing, but it's too little too late. The taunt comes out. Oh, boy. What a fight.
What a fight. It goes to a decision, but we can kind of assume who's going to win it. But my goodness, Jinja. I love how Jinja, he had the mount. He had the mount, but didn't want to stay on it because he understood that he was just going to lose the round anyways. So stand back up, try and go for a knockout. He wasn't able to find it, unfortunately.
Yeah. You know, it might look better to out-grapple in the third round. Then he could go and say, yeah, I kept it close. It was a really close fight. But no, he wanted the win. He's not here for a close fight. Let's see what the judges have to say.
Wow. Yeah, so all three rounds going over to Keza.
Yeah, great performance from Keza. Top to bottom, definitely had his moments of, you know, he was tested. He had to respond defensively, and he did. And then put on just a great performance with his striking. Lots of great combinations, landing clean. Go ahead.
I was just going to say unanimous. That was basically it. It was just 30-27 all across the board.
Yeah, I bit my tongue a little when you said we should know who wins. You never really know.
Yeah, that's true.
Video game judges, but hey, I think they got that one right. 30-27 across the board, like you said. And for Keza, like we were talking about, he's supposed to do that. He's supposed to dominate people. He's supposed to be a title contender, and we saw it there. So happy to see it, man. Happy to see Keza put it together. Let's see what he can do moving forward.
But yeah, we have the 6th game here of the night already set up, where we have welterweight. In the welterweight division, we have Dave versus Yurda.
Yeah, number 7, Dave, 2-2. His 2 losses are title fights, so you really can't count those against him. He's been fighting the best all season, and there's a reason he got in those 2 title fights. It's because he's proven it. Proven it in the esports series, proven it in previous seasons, and proven it just in, you know, the community knows. They spar each other, and when they spar Dave, Dirty Dave, they say, yeah, this guy's dangerous. He's a title contender. And so this matchup here against Yurda from the CW camp is one that people, I think, have been circling all week as something to watch. Yurda is known as one of these people that not only have an understanding of the game, but spends so much time striking and sparring with the high-level players that his striking is something special. Not a lot of people can do what he does. Now, is he the best? I don't know. But it's an experience to watch him do it. And you see he's got that 5-1 record over Dirty. This should be a really good good fight.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely awesome. Dave, rank 7, is currently looking to get a title shot in the near future. Yurda, though, wants to break that top 10, and he's going to try and do it with some early game aggression here.
I love the Mazvidal pick for Yurda, too. Somebody who's that CW camp, you'll get to know them. They're famous for using their Conor McGregor picks. They like the strikers. They like to be flashy. They like to taunt a little bit if they can get it in. And Mazvidal's a great pick for that style because he's so good at flowing and he's so powerful. And Dirty on the other side is one of the few pure grapplers. I mean, he can strike, and he's been getting very, very good at striking. But with the George St. Pierre pick, I would have hoped to see some of that grappling come out.
Yeah, hopefully it comes out. He tries to go for a couple of punches. At least both of these guys are trying to go for exactly that and just wear out the opponent's head, wear out the opponent's body. Already Yurda taking a lot more damage, and like you said, the grapple came out from Dave, but a nice denial from Yurda.
Yeah, quick from Yurda. Don't have a lot of time to react to that low ankle pick, and he managed to pull it off. Just, I think you're going to see a lot of that. When you're that good at striking, you get used to people trying to take you down.
Wow, and Yurda just lets it go. You can see that Dave's head already taking a little bit of damage here early on in round 1.
Yeah, and yeah, the classic George St. Pierre, that new fighter edition, you haven't seen a lot of people using them. As you would expect with the stats he got. He has very, very good stats, but what I've heard is his kicking game's a little bit clunky. So maybe the stats coming out on the grappling side, that's why Dave's taking him. Or maybe he's just having fun with the legend of the game, George St. Pierre.
Exactly. Yeah, ranked number 7. I feel like, yeah, maybe he wants to have a little bit of fun, but when you only get every other week to fight for your ranking, you kind of want to get up there in the ranks.
Yeah, so I would be. We'll have to talk to the guys backstage after, see what that George St. Pierre pick is looking like in the meta. But this is a very good test for it, because if you're trying to find somebody who can grapple at the highest level, this is the test. Trying to grapple against Yurda, who knows all he has to do is keep it standing, and he'll probably win. So all you got to do is take him down. He's trying. He's trying, but he can't get it.
But look at Yurda. Look at this. He already gets a stun off onto Dave. Man, Dave trying to go for a couple of grapples here in this match, but just can't get them off.
Yeah, and they talk about that in real MMA. If somebody, if you're a striker and somebody's trying to wrestle you, you got to punish them. You got to make sure they don't want to do that again. And right there, that's exactly what Yurda did. Finishing in that clinch position, landing the knees to the body and getting the rock. I don't know if Dave's going to try that same takedown attempt anytime soon.
Yurda doing a whole lot of damage, using a lot of stamina for that as well. Dave taking a lot of damage to his head here as we kind of transition here into round number 2. We have the last couple of seconds, though, of round number 1. Can anything really happen? Not yet. Not yet. So, man, what an awesome first round coming through from Yurda, because he let it go early on in the round. Later on, though, he stayed in control.
Yeah, and maybe that's that body rock he got. Maybe that's, a lot of these guys, I think once you get the round secured, play to win the round. And he definitely managed to do that. You pointed out the stamina, a little bit of a reset here between rounds, but if Dirty really wants to come back, he needs to maybe find an advantage. And that's, to me, one of the most obvious ones. You have the cardio king, George St. Pierre. Maybe he can find some ground there. We'll see.
Maybe. Taking a couple of punches to the head, Dave does have to reset and just look for his next game plan. Nice couple of dodges coming through as well. Maybe Dave wants to look for more body kicks as he tries to wear out the body of Yurda, but Yurda just letting those hands go.
Yeah, doubling up on that jab, landing the hook straight across. Yurda's starting to get into the flow here. Those combos are getting a little longer. And I think what you're going to see is as he starts to really beat up Dave and take that head health flow, he's going to start going low with those hooks to the body. And that's where the real damage will start to kick in.
Oh no, blinking health coming through from Dave. as now Yurda does again deny a takedown. Yurda's just so good at that.
Yeah, he's on point, man. He knows the spacing, he knows the timing, he knows, and that's the benefit too, when you know that's what your opponent wants to do, and you know you're a better striker than just about anybody that's going to match up with you. You know how to practice that part of your game, and you will, naturally. And obviously, he's put in the work.
Yeah, Dave taking more damage here. Tries to go for a takedown, but can he actually get it? No, he can't. And now, like you said, Yurda has to punish this. And he does it with a couple of knees to the body, but no real head kicks. But look at this. Dave just gets stunned, able to get back to his feet. But man, Yurda is just so in control.
Yeah, straight punch, left hook right off the break there. Knew exactly what range to throw it from, landed clean. Dave's in a lot of trouble right now because Yurda is looking good.
Yeah, definitely in trouble. You can see that every single time Dave's head blinks, I get on the edge of my seat here. But Dave also returning a couple of punches here, and even a kick to the head. Yurda's head health was also blinking there for a second, so Dave still has a chance. And just as I say that, the caster curse coming through. Dave getting unleashed on. The ground and pound coming through from Yurda, and just secures the side mount.
Just a beautifully timed slip hook. Drops his head off to the side, comes over the top with the hook, lands clean across the temple. And yeah, Yurda is in control right now. The man is controlling the fight, and he's putting on a show too. I mean, everyone knows how good Dave is, so doing this to him, yeah, a lot of eyes are opening up.
Ground and pound to finish off that ground game. Now both fighters on their feet. 15 seconds left here in the round. What in the last couple of seconds can you do? I don't want to eat my words again. Okay, nothing. There we go. Round is now over. A beautiful round coming through from Yurda.
Yeah, a little bow of respect there at the end from Dave. I think he's giving respect out. I mean, yeah, it's a great fight, but I think it's saying, yeah, man, you got me on this one. This is, look at that. Just slips the uppercut and lands clean. Beautiful stuff from Yurda.
Great stuff from Yurda. Yeah, Dave, he still has the advantage here. Going in, or not the advantage. He still has an advantage going into round number 3, which is he did a little bit of damage to Yurda's head, right? Even though, yeah, the head not really touched too much. I feel like Dave can still try.
Yeah, the block is fairly low, the head health is fairly low, and Dave has enough stamina. What I like is that he's throwing that, nice little hook there, catching Yurda. He's throwing that axe, nice uppercut.
That's what I was saying, a little bit of damage onto Yurda's head, and you can just stun him sometimes. And now Dave has to look for a couple of more of those as we hit the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, a nice string of strikes from Dave, landing on the block for Yurda, but catching and moving. So he's got his block up, Yurda does. He's moving his head good, but Dave's hitting him anyway. If he can string that together again, he could get that rock, and man, this is looking dicey, but Yurda just looking for that clean slip counter, and he's got it! Oh my goodness.
Wow. You said it. He's looking for the combo, and he found it. Yurda ends up winning that match, and the respect definitely needs to be put down for Yurda. You gotta watch out for him as well as we go on into more of these PlayStation weeks or Xbox weeks. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You got it, man. Xbox,
I got
CW,
it. Xbox.
Yurda getting the win. CW. That camp is elite, and we saw one of their top prospects taking out one of the top EK guys, Dirty. Yeah, man, that slip, he ducked down, he came up with a straight. Right, I think what he had going in that last round is he gave Dave enough rope to feel like he's got a chance to do some real damage. And then as Dave got that confidence going, Yurda just pulled the rug right out and knocked him out. I mean, I think he was in control that whole time.
Just looked so incredibly good, Yurda. Even though Dave, he showed potential, right? We were talking about it, even though we were giving a little bit of a caster bias over to Yurda because he was just absolutely insane. Dave was kind of pulling through in round number 2, right? He was landing a couple of shots, even took down a little bit of the head health from Yurda, but wasn't able to fully capitalize on that in round 3.
Yeah, Dave's a great fighter, and any fight, anything can happen. That matchup was very interesting. We'll see. We'll talk to the guys about the George St. Pierre pick, see if that's the meta. But yeah, no, I think when you put Yurda on Mazvidal and let him go, good things happen, and we saw it tonight. So that was a great performance.
There we go. And now going into the 7th fight of the night, we have Jakey versus Jamie Bucks. Tell me about this matchup here. It's rank 11 versus rank 15.
Yeah, and Jakey at 15, he's somebody who at the start of the season was talked about as somebody who could be a title contender. And he hasn't been the most active. I mean, 2-1 after all this time. People thought maybe he'd already have gotten his title shot. But the reason they thought he'd get this title shot is because of his grappling. What we've seen is he's been committing to his striking game, and he's become an elite striker. So when you have those two elements coming together, we don't know what's going to happen. And he's been looking very, very good, learning from Spider, learning from the other guys at EK, and really mastering his craft. On the other side, number 11, FSK Jamie Bucks. Jamie Bucks was in the inaugural Xbox Championship tournament way back at the start of UFC 4, and he kind of went away for a little bit, but he's put it together. He's committed to the game again, and he's had some great performances as of late. So you're looking at two guys who have all the potential in the world clashing, and I think the winner is going to be a top 10 fighter after this week.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see that one as we start off this match. J Bucks versus Jakey, both picking Robert Whitaker as we start off here in round number 1.
Yeah, at least they changed the short color, right? We got green and black here, not just...
Wow, already early on here in the round, a couple of leg kicks coming through. Whoa, look at J Bucks.
Yeah, when you see that combination, right? The 3 strikes, bam, bam, bam. The man's looking for the headshot. He's looking for the knockdown early.
Yeah, I love the pink all over the arena here. Look at this.
Yeah, I think we got colorblind mode on. I think Jakey's got that usually set here. Yeah, it's a nice little tone, right? It adds a little bit of a different atmosphere. I like the movement coming out of Jamie Bucks. He's moving forward, backwards, side to side, mixing it up, and now he's attacking.
Yeah, he's just going right at that left leg of Jakey as he keeps that pressure on maybe in the next couple of rounds. But as I say that, puncher's chance can happen at any point. Any knockout can happen here as we hit the 3-minute, 30-second mark.
Yeah, and that, you see that leg kick coming out for Jamie Bucks, but it looks like Jakey's onto it, and he's eating it and countering. He doesn't mind the damage. He says, you know what, I'll take that, and then I'll punch you in the face as hard as I can. And he's had some success there.
So yeah, he's taking a little bit of damage onto the head of J Bucks, but look at this takedown coming through from Jamie. A couple of little punches, but he just wants that full mount control, wants the points on the judge's card.
Yeah, it's a good, secure position. It gives you a chance to breathe, or you might get swept, and now all of a sudden everything's changed.
There you go. Jakey switches it right on over. Now he's in the full mount position. Let's see what he can do.
I'd expect him to have the advantage on the ground here based on what we've seen in the past. Jamie Buck's a very good fighter, but Jakey was a ground specialist. So yeah, you like that nice transition, the getting to the side control there. Yeah, that high level. Robert Whitaker's got some tricks in his bag.
As we can see here, but as we look at this side control that Jakey is putting down, looks like it's definitely earning himself some points here, kind of in the mid part of round number 2. J Bucks wanting to get up, and he tries to get up, but he gets denied.
Yeah, that's a big denial in favor of Jakey here. He's able to take mount off of that, and he's changed the tempo of the fight dramatically. Jamie Bucks had that constant motion, constant attack, and then sliding out. But when you go to the ground, everyone's just kind of stuck there, and they're doing whatever Jakey says they're doing. So good use of the ground game to change things up. But again, another fighter going, wow.
Oh, man.
Huge hip toss. Huge.
It's absolutely massive. Jamie. I believe Jamie has the advantage.
So now, the gloves are your friend here. Red gloves. You got EK Jakey on top, landed that ground and pound. Yeah, with the mirror match, and they're rolling around a little bit. I lost track myself for a minute.
I was like, which Whitaker is the one that is the Whitaker that I'm trying to cheer for? I don't know.
Yeah, which Whit is which? I don't know. The grappling exchanges mostly went in favor of Jakey. I don't know on the judges' scorecard if it's enough to counter the damage that Jamie Bucks got in the first half of the round, but if I was either guy, I would not rely on that round going in on my side.
Yeah, it's just, it was definitely a coin toss, as you said. Basically, a lot of damage being taken to J Bucks' head. As for Jakey, though, kind of a little bit of head damage, but definitely that left leg is taking a little bit of a beating. Oh!
And, you know, it's a mirror match, but a huge contrast in approaches to the striking game here from these two guys. Jakey standing kind of square, not moving sideways much, just marching forward when there's space, filling in the gaps that Jamie Bucks gives him. And then Jamie Bucks trying to, you know, kind of create his own shot, right? Dribbling around, almost eats a head kick for it. It puts himself in a lot more danger, and you can see because Jakey's staying so clean, so reserved, he's able to take advantage of the opening.
Oh, definitely. This is incredibly close. Both fighters are just absolutely annihilating each other with their fists. But yeah, a little bit of a trip comes through onto Jakey. He does end up getting back up, though. A little bit of damage as well from Jakey onto J Bucks' block bar. Maybe that could open up something, but no, doesn't keep the pressure on just yet.
Yeah, and I just, again, filling in space. Watch Jakey. Every time there's a little bit of an opening, he takes a little shuffle step forward, and then he waits and looks for his chance to unload. He's not wasting any time. He's just looking for the opportunity to get these exchanges in.
Got really close. Jakey, one more punch probably would have knocked down J Bucks, but not going to do it just yet here. Now as we hit the 2-minute 30-second mark, Jakey, I was just going to say that he's taken this round, but he does get knocked down.
Oh my goodness. And Jamie Bucks is still rocked. He's still not getting it together. That was crazy. The elbow from Jakey coming out there while he was rocked, very risky, and it lands and pays off. But my goodness, what a crazy fight we got right now.
Oh my goodness, J Bucks gets knocked down, but can the finish come through from Jakey? No, he stands right on, back up on his feet, but a beautiful takedown from Jakey.
Yeah, slams him right on his head there. You see that head health still blinking for Jamie Bucks. No block gauge left either. He's in a lot of trouble, but you saw he has that counter ability if he can find it. He's just got to find the shot.
Oh my, I'm actually sweating. I've never sweated from a cast before, but I'm over here. It's hot. Anyways.
Yeah, no, same. Like I said, man, welcome to the ESFL. We're happy to have you.
Oh, a little bit of a stun coming through. It's that left leg, right? We were talking about it in round one. That left leg damage finally showing itself in Jakey. He's kind of stumbling back.
Yeah, kind of the Chekhov's gun, right? We pointed it out right away. Everyone forgot about it. And, oh, look at that leg health. It's definitely changing the fight. Jakey forced to switch to southpaw stance, and that could affect, you know, I don't know what he prefers. Obviously, with Whitaker, you're going to see a lot of people start orthodox, but if Jakey doesn't have a good game, and look, he's switching back to orthodox, and that leg's gone again.
Yeah, all it needs is just a little bit of a tap onto that left leg. But look at this, J Bucks gets knocked down, and now the punches fly through, and Jakey pulls through with the W with 5 seconds left.
Great timing on the pull elbow. We've seen that technique a few times tonight. Super strong. Just knowing that, okay, Jamie Bucks is going to be looking for the power shots here. Catches Jamie Bucks overcommitting on it, lands the clean elbow counter, and then the ground and pound to finish. At that point, he had done so much damage, it was all she wrote. So really, great finish and great performance overall from Jakey to get that advantage and put himself in a spot to secure the win.
Look at this punch. That was the game-winning punch. Even though J Bucks was blocking it for a second, he let his hand down for just a second, and he just gets rocked.
Game of inches, just a little bit too quick, tried to get out of danger, gets caught on the chin. Yeah, great performance from Jakey, man. It was really, he did show that grappling dominance, but he also was doing stuff on the feet that looked very clean. It looked like he was sure of what his game plan was, and then he executed it, and really just a dominant win, and came through some adversity too. So maybe not dominant, but a very impressive win all the same.
Great stuff coming through from both of these fighters. Even Jamie, like, he had his moments, right? Like, he had that left leg completely bruised on Jakey, but it's the one punch, right? One punch can change a whole man's career, and that's what Jakey just proved right there. Rank 15, definitely going to be moving up in the ranks after that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now, yeah, we head on into the heavyweight.
Yeah, look at this. Okay, so this is the fight that we highlighted on that, you know, as we opened the show up, we were asking, you asked me, what fights am I looking at? Hammer versus JC21, number 8 versus number 5. Hammer is 3-2 this season. He's been around this I was about to say this game, but that's not true. He's been around this series competitively since the UFC 2 days. He's an absolute monster in the sense that you can't stop him. He may lose the fight here or there, and he may have some holes in his game, but he's going to come back the next week. He's going to learn some things, and he's one of the driving forces in a lot of meta changes. His rubber guard in this series, his ability to use side kicks, they've changed the way people play the game at a high level. But JC21 is a different kind of killer. JC21 is a former champion. He's a young gun. He's got all the time in the world to perfect his craft, and he loves heavyweight. He loves the Derek Lewis pick. Everyone talks about how he's the Derek Lewis king, and he got a knockout with it last time we saw him on it. So I think he's going to be trying to do that again, something flashy for the fans, give him a good show.
Yeah, and we'll see how the different weight classes affect this fight here. If the heavyweights are they usually slower early on in the round, or they just go?
Yeah, the general kind of change is it feels like you're fighting quicksand almost. Everything you press, you expect a punch to come out at one speed, it's another speed. So your second punch, you anticipate it's going to take a little longer before that comes out in the combo. And so the power changes a lot of things, but the speed and just the fluidity of the fights really changes what these guys are trying to do. And when you got JC on Derek Lewis trying to land those power shots, he's not going to worry about winning rounds. He's not going to worry about building up a little advantage on the block break. No, he's going to try to hit Hammer, sick techniques as you see up there at the top, as hard as he can and knock him unconscious. That is going to be his game plan, I anticipate.
Early on in round number 1, JC targeting the left leg of Hammer. You could see it. Oh, look at the damage that's taken just in the first couple of seconds.
Yeah, before I even finished talking, it's like health is halfway gone. Yeah, just a great start and an interesting strategy from JC. But look at that takedown from Hammer, getting it to the ground in top position with John Jones, the king of ground and pound.
Yeah, and I feel like Hammer had to do this, right? He was taking a lot of damage on his feet. Just get right to the ground and hopefully try and win the ground game.
Yeah, it's a smart move. It may be part of the overall game plan. Hammer's always got a nice little bow coming out from JC. But he's probably got some other tricks up his sleeve, and there you see him spinning a little bit.
Yeah, you can see him targeting the legs here of Hammer, but nice denial coming through from JC, right? He tried the takedown tried to come through from Hammer, but nice denial.
Yeah, definitely. And just that cage position alone, getting out of there without eating any elbows, no knees, no takedown, very good moves there from JC. And now he's starting to throw his weight around a little bit.
Yeah, the overhand left came through from JC, not able to land those. We'll have to watch out for that one later on in the fight. Left leg still of Hammer is taking a little bit of damage. Even the right leg, you saw it go through there. Oof. Look at that.
Yeah, and Hammer's he's looking for something. He's taking pictures. He's getting kicked in the leg. I mean, obviously, it's part of the setup. And there you see JC coming over the top. That's why he's throwing those leg kicks. But Hammer, I don't know. You can't eat those kicks all fight because we're still in the first round, and he's barely, he's taking a lot of damage.
Kick tried to come through here from Hammer, but denial comes through from JC. JC looks so dominant here in this fight. He's got the first 3 minutes for sure.
Yeah, and that left hand is starting to land. The overhand. Like I said, there are no little punches. A little jabs here and there, but the man ultimately is trying to land the big overhand. And let's keep an eye out, too, for some of the kicks that Derek Lewis has in his back pocket as you see the flying knee come up.
Yeah, a lot of focus coming through JC onto the leg of Hammer. Hammer trying to provide his own little aggression as well, as he does get the side control here. We'll see what he can transition this into. Full mount or half mount secured.
Yeah, nice sweep there, dodging the strike, but I think JC's going to try to, it looked like he was trying to get to the feet as soon as possible. Yeah, Hammer's not going to let him. He's saying we're staying down here till the end of the round.
That's it, yeah. And my goodness, what a round coming through from JC. You can see those stats there as well. Going through in JC's favor. Hammer taking a lot of damage. I want to see what the health bars look like here in round number 2.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see that leg health. Pretty low there for John Jones. All else is fairly even. Stamina, pretty high. JC a little bit low, but yeah, Hammer had a nice moment at the end of the round there. He checked the leg kick and then immediately got the takedown. That's how he got to the ground. So JC started to feel the flow a little bit, throwing out those confident bows of respect. Oh, big knee! Oh no! Hammer caught him. Hammer caught him trying to throw the overhand.
Oh my goodness, Hammer, you've been seeing those knees come out in round number 1 just little by little, and now we finally get to see what damage that does, and it actually stunned up JC.
Yeah, not enough respect given to the veteran Hammer there. JC going for the same technique over and over. And yeah, he was landing it, but he didn't get the rock. Hammer did. Hammer landed the clean counter. And JC's got to have that in the back of his head if they get back to the feet here.
We'll see if they are able to get back up here. But it just looks like Hammer just staying right on top. He wants these points, man. Yeah,
and patient, right? He's not rushing to get posture up right away. He's not rushing to get mount right away. He's taking what JC gives him, setting up little transitions. He's very comfortable on the ground right here. But JC with the nice little stand-up, and now they're back on their feet.
And there you go. JC looking for his own advantage here as we hit basically the mid part of this round. Still, the leg. The left leg and the right leg of Hammer taking a lot of damage. But, man, those kicks coming through from JC, they can provide a lot of damage.
You know, the thing is, Hammer doing a good job of sharing the damage on both legs. So neither one is really in risk of getting rocked on a single kick. And JC's stamina is taking a hit for that. All those kicks he's throwing, he's starting to get a little tired.
Yeah, definitely a little tired here. And you can see that the stamina bar from JC taking a little bit of a hit. This could be Hammer's advantage going into the later half here of round 2 and even into round number 3.
Yeah, and the clinch work coming out. You know, he's got a long way to go in terms of the scorecards coming back. But, yeah, huge stamina advantage. He's just got to get some offense behind it, really start to snowball that advantage into other ones.
Hammer trying to work to the body of JC, but it's not really doing too much damage. And Hammer just relying on his wrestling here, just to give him a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I've never really seen how just pure leg kicks would score against just pure wrestling, with not a lot else going on in the fight. But it's definitely, forgetting the judges' scorecards, giving Hammer, again, I just keep going back to it, man. That stamina advantage is huge. And JC, if he's trying to land something fancy like this knee, he's only got a few left in the tank before he's just done. And now he gets Hammer lands his own knee. Hammer, check the kick.
Oh no, stunned up is going to be JC. He does recover, but Hammer, he has those little moments where he does pull out a combo. And now the round finishing with a knee to the face of Hammer as we head into round number 3. Definitely round 2 was a lot closer.
Yeah, a lot of momentum in favor of Hammer. You know, who knows if with all that leg kick damage, if it's enough to steal the round. But at this point, I feel like JC has to think, okay, I got 5 minutes left with this guy. How do I survive it, right? How do I stop this? Because he can't get any offense going. He just gasses out right away. And the wrestling of Hammer is really starting to make an impact on the fight.
Exactly. You can see that the stamina bar of JC is his disadvantage. Over on the other side, Hammer has both of his legs kind of hit just a little bit. Nothing to really write home about. JC kind of gave up on that here in round number 2, but look at this takedown coming through from Hammer.
Nasty little trip inside there. Right as JC was throwing a straight, ill-advised, Hammer gets top position. He tried to transition to the back, did Hammer. JC with a good denial to keep him here. We'll see how Hammer plays this, because you see today, a lot of guys will just settle for those body shots. Not going to worry about transitioning from here. They'll take the damage they can get, and then it'll go back to the feet in a second.
Nice little bit of damage coming through from Hammer. Didn't really do too much, but, well, actually, JC's body is taking a little bit of a beating.
Yeah, and the ref's stepping in to stand him up because there wasn't enough activity. Yeah. A little bit of an odd position in the game here, but JC's body health should recover in time. He's still giving those bows of respect, and Hammer's having none of it. Just Hammer's here to fight, man. I love it.
Oh, he was trying to go for the roundhouse kicks to the body to try and put on a little bit more pressure, but no, that health bar just regens all the way back up. Spinning elbow as well coming through from Hammer. Wasn't really able to land. JC's got to watch out for his stamina, man. It's getting pretty low.
Yeah, and Hammer's not giving him any space to get offense going. Hammer pressuring with wrestling, pressuring with knees, elbows, and striking too. And the thing is, that leg kick that is keeping JC, you know, ahead in the fight, it's just gone. It's off the table. Hammer's checking it every single time.
Yeah, this is an incredibly close fight here. It can really, round 2 I think was anybody's fight. Round 1 was JC's. And Hammer looks like he just wants to just secure that third round here on top.
Yeah, we'll see how he plays it here. That's interesting. I could see him riding it out, but...
Yeah. Oh, no! The right leg just gets hit. Gotta watch out, man. JC. He targeted that in round 1, and now it's blinking.
Yeah, but look at the stamina from JC. Not a whole lot left. He throws one leg kick, and he's got to take a minute to recover. Very Derek Lewis-esque performance right now from JC, but he's got to get the knockout to seal it. Otherwise, I mean, with this stamina advantage, Hammer has a minute and 12 to win the fight. That's what's going on right now.
Both of the legs of Hammer taking just so much damage, and like you said, Hammer has a little bit of time. You have some elbows that are coming out from Hammer. He has landed that flying knee before, and that's done so much damage, but JC wants to deny it.
Yeah, and in tight, there's a check, but JC, now that leg kick, he's just using it to back him off, right? Land the leg kick, back away. Land the leg kick, back away.
Yeah.
Cover up. I mean, he's stalling.
Oh.
See if Hammer can land anything and take advantage of it.
It's got to be soon, because now with 15 seconds left, Hammer, he's got to let some things fly. He's got the full stamina, has full block. He can just go for what he wants here. 2 seconds, a little bit of extra damage.
Boy, fuck you, you fat cunt.
I have no idea who's... I don't know who's fighting.
Moving on. All right. Well, all things said, great performance from Hammer. We'll see what the judges do here. Yeah, decision going over to Hammer. So he seals it there. Must have gotten that second round. Or it could have been a 10-8 in the third round. In this game, if you have a draw, the computer will decide who wins. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, huge win from Hammer, getting a win over a top 5 opponent in the ESFL.
Yeah, a great job from JC. Give credit where credit's due. In round number 1, he definitely wore on the leg of Hammer, but Hammer understood, you know, I'm not going to win the stand-up game. Let's just go to the ground and see what we can do. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Good stuff from Hammer. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, for a lot of people who followed Hammer through the years, it's a marquee win that he's had some big ones, but I don't know if he's ever had one like that in the heavyweight division. Really just a solid performance. And when it came to that third round and it was time to, you know, go, he didn't slip up. He didn't make too many mistakes, and he took advantage and really put a beating on one of the best players in the world. So Hammer, man, 4-2 in the ESFL, a top 5 potentially fighter after this week. What a showing.
What? That was awesome. You know, you love to see the top 10 fights come through, and Hammer rank 8 is definitely going to move up after that one. Definitely, you know, a couple ranks after that, maybe looking for a title shot, right? With JC being rank 5, and of course with the final being the championship fight, BlakeTylerr coming in at 4th, right? Hammer, he's very close to a title shot.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this season closes out, because you have so many TD members at the top here. A couple EK guys too. Harambe, who unfortunately couldn't compete this week, was a potential title contender. So there's like 4 guys that are right there at the top, and then maybe Hammer right behind them. I'm excited to see what he does for sure, but it looks like I think the co-main event is ready to go.
There we go. We have Anthony versus Dino here in the co-main event. We don't actually have Dino ranked, so I guess you can give us a little bit of information on both of these players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a non-ranked fighter in the co-main event. What's going on here? Anthony at 17. Why is he here? Because these guys are 2 of the best players in the world. They have not been active this season. Dino, one of the winners of the Esports League Summer Series tournaments, had a great performance, and really knowing backstage what happened there, he was on 40 hours straight awake, and he went through and he beat some of the best players in the world. A legendary performance from him. So we're excited to see him now finally competing in Season 3 on Xbox, his home field. And then Anthony TD, some of you might not recognize the name, but that's because it's Dabikin. He's changed his name. He's back for Season 3. He's ready to go, and he's 1-0. At 17, yeah, that's a ways out from the title shot, but if he's 2-0, 3-0, he could be knocking on that door any day now. So one of the very best players in the world, the first Xbox champion on UFC 4, and he's going to be everything Dino could ask for right here.
And I believe, which weight class is this? I know I see McGregor, and the chat's probably like, of course it's this one, but I just...
Yeah, and this was a couple McGregors. Yeah. Hard to say. I believe it was lightweight. We could get confirmation, but I mean, all things considered, yeah, McGregor versus McGregor, one way or another.
Yes, and we already see early on here in the fight, just letting those fists fly here from both of these fighters.
Yeah, Dino's striking style is something that it's elite. It's one of the highest levels, but it's unique too. Most guys at the high level, they have that meta kind of approach. Dino's always trying to find his own way to the top, and it leads to some very spectacular knockouts, things you just don't see from other people. Anthony on the other side is kind of that mechanical wonder kid, right? He's been around the game for a long time, started playing when he was young. He's put it all together. But when you really come into those clutch situations where you got to throw things quick and react quick, he's maybe one of the most mechanically gifted players in the game.
Both players doing basically equal jobs to each other's head. This is insane. Both punches going through. I love it. I love seeing it. You know, the block bar from both of these players is taking a little bit of a hit, but very even early on here in this match.
Yeah, just touching with that jab, right? They're not looking to hurt each other. They're looking to get a sense of the range, the timing, feel out that connection, and then they're going to start stringing some together like you see there, doubling up on the jab, coming across with the left hook for Anthony.
Oh, nice leg kick to the head of Anthony, taking a little bit of damage. Same thing for Dino, though. His head's taking a little bit of damage as well. We're looking for those big strings, like you're saying, the string of punches. Maybe close it off with something, but look at Dino. He gets rocked early on, knocked back for sure.
Yeah, digging for the body. Anthony reading it, landing clean with that planted uppercut. It was just a straight punch to the body that Dino threw, so it wasn't the knockout as if he had thrown a hook or something. That's the advantage of throwing that safer strike, but all the same, he got rocked, and now Anthony's in control.
Yeah, Anthony. He can just now dictate where this fight goes. Already doing a lot of damage to Dino. No real knockdown just yet, but definitely Dino taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, and at this high level, right, where both guys are so technically prone, you see that footwork coming out. It's so precise. These guys are not going to make any mistakes. So a 2-rock advantage this early, huge for Anthony. He's got a lot of room to work with.
A couple of uppercuts coming through from Dino, none really able to do any damage, but Anthony, we got to watch out for his punches coming through here as well, because he's already, like we've said, knocked Dino, or he's rocked him a couple of times, but a little bit, nothing really too crazy with the last 30 seconds here. I say that, but I feel like Anthony at any point can come through with a left or a right.
Yeah, I mean, with that McGregor power, of course, a rock at, one clean time shot, but it's also, you see the rhythm of the fight, right? And so one of these guys is going to try to break that rhythm, and that means either A, they're going to catch their opponent off guard, or their opponent's going to make that read and take advantage of the opening that provides. When you change up your rhythm, that means, you're throwing a strike at a range that maybe isn't optimal because you're trying to catch the guy by surprise. But if you're throwing a strike that's not optimal and they see it coming, they're going to rock you right back. So Dino, being the technical professor he is of the game, he's got to make a read. He's got to make a strong read, and he's got to take advantage of it, because in this pure pitter-patter back-and-forth striking thing, Anthony's clearly coming out ahead.
And way back in the first fight that we watched, we saw that, I think it was Otto that was playing McGregor. He was losing all of round number 1 and then ended up coming back to win it. So it's anybody's game still here in the start of round number 2. Already 1 minute of play has gone down. And both fighters, it looks like their block is just so clean.
Yeah, and the risk of throwing those body shots, we saw how that goes if you get a little too happy throwing lazy, disguised shots to the body. And so when Anthony countered with that uppercut, it really kind of turned it into they're not block breaking in the sense that they're trying to destroy the block stat, but they're just trying to set up the big counter, right? Take your opponent's block down so that if you do catch them, you can finish the fight right after. And you're scoring damage all the same.
Yeah, exactly. A lot more damage coming through here from Dino. And just as I say that, Anthony, he comes back with his own little bit of damage. Nice leg kick to just the chin of Anthony. Man, these guys are just letting it go now. Their hands are down and they're just letting it fly.
Yeah, and you can see the damage articulating in favor of Anthony. The head health of Dino getting real low, and that's the problem right there. One clean little check hook, and he's hurt.
Oh, my goodness. It stunned him for sure, but didn't actually knock him down just yet. either one of these players could do that, right? Dino's still in the position to do that to Anthony.
Yeah, and a real nice read by Dino. Like we said, that is his game. He's going to make very intelligent reads. And he caught Anthony trying to lean back to a pull, and he kneed him in the belly. And it was a very good time knee, but it didn't get the rock. And now it's hurt again. Anthony putting on the heat.
Anthony doing a lot of damage over to Dino. It actually knocks him down here. Dino, he's taking a bunch of punches to the head, but ends up getting back up. What a chin from Dino.
Yeah, for sure. That Conor McGregor chin's always there, but he's also he's doing a good job of not overextending, right? So when he gets rocked, he's able to retreat, get that secure defensive position. So exactly. Great job of surviving by Dino.
Oh my goodness, that was close. Dino, he landed a left and then an uppercut, and it sent Anthony for a little bit of a run there, but not really able to do any permanent damage. Dino still on that low head health bar. And now Anthony, every single time a punch from Anthony lands, that head from Dino just blinks.
Yeah, no margin for error for Dino. He can win this fight. Like we said, the power's there with these fighters. His style, but he got hit again.
Oh no, Dino takes a whole lot of damage, and there's the knockout. With 6 seconds left, Anthony, ranked 17, comes through and says, give me another opponent. Give me someone even better than Dino.
Young Anthony getting the huge win over one of the best players in the world with Dino. Look at that overhand left. I love to see it. That's my favorite strike. Man, landing clean too. It was a war of attrition. Both guys were trading pretty evenly, but Anthony just a little advantage every exchange, right? A little bit here, a little bit there. Then he starts getting the rocks. Soon enough, Anthony's your winner. Big knockout on the big stage. Congratulations, young man.
I love how there in the highlight, you saw Dino's eyes turn into a Minecraft sheep. It just went boom. It just,
got sent to a whole nother video game. That's how hard he hit him.
Exactly. It's just all right. Let's just switch games. We're playing Minecraft. But my goodness, that was an awesome co-main event. Anthony just coming through and just applying pressure throughout every single one of those rounds. You know, we were saying that Dino could have came back, and he showed his moments, but
yeah, you know, it's for Dino, the kind of player he is. There was no moment he was out of that fight. But it's also, you know, when you are that high level, you have to have a certain amount of maintenance, and we don't know, you know, with all the time he's been taking off, he's been working a lot this season, I know, during events. So we'll see him in the big events again. We'll put it that way. I don't know if he's going to be back too much this season, if his work schedule gets in the way, but when there's money on the line, the big tournament, we'll see Dino again. But Anthony, man, Anthony back in the ESFL 2-0 under the new name, and looking very, very good. Like we said, these TD guys are all killers. They spar each other a million times, and they work out every little detail of the striking game. That's really their bread and butter. And right now in the meta, that is their meta. They are knocking people out every time we run these events, and they're looking very, very good as a camp. And Anthony, the newest one to start making his name on the roster this season, I think he may be one of the very best in there.
Oh yeah, he's got to move right on up. And now we head on into the fight of the night. It's the championship fight. God Ate My Pig versus BlakeTylerr. God Ate My Pig 6-0. This one is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, man. 6-0, undefeated champ. God Ate My Pig. That's his name in the Discord now. He's very happy with himself for pulling that off, and he should be. 6-0 in the ESFL. We see guys who are, you know, you go on the online World Championship leaderboard, they'll be number 1, number 2 guys. They get in the ESFL. They have losing records. This guy's 6-0 against all the killers in this game, and now he's facing his teammate, BlakeTylerr, number 4 in the ESFL, but the winner of the GOAT Championship, one of the highest performers, one of the highest earners in the game series, and a former champion multiple times over in the ESFL. He wants to do it again. He wants to go to 3-0, and he wants to be the one in TD wearing that belt.
The other side, though, God Ate My Pig wants that 7-0 record, right? And I'm pretty sure since they're from the same camp, they must spar with each other, right?
Yeah, you might have seen in the beginning there, they have their matchup record, all the times they played each other. I think it was 300 wins for Blake, 200 for Gamp. God Ate My Pig, so yeah,
so there's a chance.
Oh yeah. God Ate My Pig, you know, with the losing record there, but I think he's considered, you know, the up-and-comer, the one who's rising, whereas Blake's been at the top. Has Gamp risen enough to beat him? We'll see.
We'll see what ends up happening. Regardless, the chip stays in the camp, but God ate my pig. He wants to go on that streak. Early on here in the round, no real damage or just as I say that, actually, BlakeTylerr putting on a clinic. Look at this. The body of God ate my pig taking a little bit of damage as well as his head.
Yeah, and just the efficiency you can see come out of Blake. Every combination he throws, if the jab doesn't land, it's because it's setting up something else that will. He knows what his opponent's trying to do. He knows the range. The dude is just a machine on the feet.
Oh my goodness. Just letting those hands fly. Once again, McGregor versus McGregor here. So you know this match is going to be aggressive. God ate my pig. Yeah, he's not having a great start here. He's taking a lot of damage to his upper body.
It's not just the damage either. It's the flow from Blake. It seems to be giving him trouble. He's making Gamp miss. He's landing good shots, and he's hitting to the body. So you're going to see that accumulate. You're going to see Gamp starting to block low when he maybe shouldn't be. And I think we're going to see Blake get a rock off that if he can keep it up.
God ate my pig, though. We've already seen a couple of punches actually land from him. And one thing that BlakeTylerr has to remember is he can't get too overconfident, right?
No, absolutely not. I mean, any slip up at this level, these guys know each other that well. Gamp will make that read. You keep hearing me say Gamp, G-A-M-P, God ate my pig. Yeah, his other aspect of the game that really might make this interesting is he is the grappler of the TD camp. He's the one who kind of, if they want to learn something, he'll work on it with them and show them how to have that control on the bottom, or what techniques to use in favor, especially if he gets the side control. If he decides to take it to the ground, which he may not, there may be a gentleman's agreement to slug it out here. But if they do go to the ground, watch Gamp, get that side control and take over, because he can do it.
He can definitely do it because he's not really doing too well on his feet. I don't want to curse that just yet, but God ate my pig. He's getting a couple of punches off, but they're just one punch, maybe two. But look at Blake. He's got it. The knockdown came through.
Yeah, just so clean from Blake. That right hand just leading everything, jabbing, hooking to the body, and then when the body's getting protected, he goes upstairs and lands that lead hook to the head. He's not even using his left hand right now, and he's doing it one-handed. This is insane.
Wow. BlakeTylerr. He's the underdog story here in this fight, but he's doing really, really well. That's round number 1 in the books. BlakeTylerr, we've said his name billions of times there in that first round, and he's definitely won that in my book.
Yeah, he's writing a story right now, man. Something that's worth talking about, because this is not just BlakeTylerr fighting well. It's fighting well against one of the best players we've seen in a long time. In this UFC 4 game, as you progress, as we go longer and longer, people are going to get better. And so this is the best Gamp there's ever been, and BlakeTylerr is dismantling him.
Doing such a good job here. Look at this here in round number 2.
Oh, no!
Gamp doing a really great job, and as well, stuns Blake right on up. Blake goes right on back to his feet. The McGregor special, man. Lose round 1, then win round 2.
Yeah, indeed. That's what we've seen tonight. And not only that, but he's doing it clean. He's not getting lucky shots here. He's beating Blake in these combinations.
Yeah. Good job coming through from Gamp, but BlakeTylerr, he has to find his own advantage here in round 2. Once again, this is a 5-round fight, so this is going to go the distance. It's the stamina game for both of these players, but Gamp, I don't know what he turned on here in round 2, but he's looking so good.
Yeah, maybe they swap coaches or something. I don't know. It's definitely a new man out there. It's a great fight, and he's coming back strong.
Yeah, Blake able to catch the foot of Gamp, but doesn't turn that into anything right now. The head of both of these players is taking a little bit of damage. I feel like either one of these guys, if they get a clean shot off, then that's just lights out for the other player.
Yeah, I'm scanning their health bars, looking for, who's winning this fight. It's dead even. This is as close as it can get against these bandmates.
Oh my goodness. Blake taking a little bit more damage to his body, so that's the one thing that Gamp can maybe look to utilize. Both legs of these players are untouched, basically. So, back in the heavyweights, it was all about the legs, not here.
No, these guys are here to throw leather for sure. It's the Conor McGregor hands. And you've seen some body kicks here and there, but no, these guys, the boxing, man, they're both in the UK. I believe both in Ireland, if not close to it. I know they're boxing fans, and that's where you see that McGregor pick come out. These guys are putting on a performance when it comes to throwing combinations, but also just the elements of boxing that we're seeing come out, like the footwork and the sense of range, the defensive attributes. I mean, these guys are really high-level strikers, especially when it stays at this range.
Gamp using a lot of his stamina here in round number 2, and some pretty good damage that he ended up unleashing with it, but BlakeTylerr lands a beautiful left, but doesn't follow it up with really anything. Gamp gets stunned up now a second time with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, caught him being a little aggressive there. Gamp starting to put it together. That series, after he got the rock, he poured on like a 5-piece combination. Just a work of art, but Gamp managing to survive. Maybe you've seen that one before. But it's still close, man. It's still so close.
Wow. What a round number 2. Gamp definitely had the early game there. Blake, he caught Gamp later on in the round. I feel like, again, that is Blake's round just because of that late game, or that late round. Couple of knocks, and even early on here in round number 3, Gamp gets stunned.
Yeah, I would say 2 rounds though to Blake for sure. Yeah. Well, we'll see about that first round, but right now, Blake is looking like he's on fire. He's figured something out, and he's landing big shots, and Gamp just keeps missing. He can't do that.
The stamina bar, you saw it just get super, super low from Gamp. Gamp has his moments, though. He can easily come back with a couple of punches.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you gotta think that these guys, they know each other so well. Maybe he's got that one secret that he's never broken out against BlakeTylerr. After 500 fights, I'm sure it came out eventually, but
500 fights is a lot of fights to have against a player. But Blake is just looking really clean, looking to take down the champion.
Yeah, no fight bigger than this one, and like you said, Blake looking very, very clean. You can see when he's moving in and he lands that jab, it's very rare that Blake throws a shot that doesn't land clean.
Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness.
What? More knockdowns coming through! Could we see a new champion? The ground and pound, but Blake stands him up.
Doesn't want to risk getting swept there, goes back to the feet, and everything he's throwing right now is just landing clean. He's got a sense of this fight.
Oh my goodness. God ate my pig on paper. Looked like he was gonna win this one, but he gets knocked down a couple of times. Letting the hands fly is gonna be Blake, and that is gonna be it. A new champion crowned here. BlakeTylerr, 3-0.
Multiple-time champion BlakeTylerr. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 at this point, maybe even 4. Back in the status as champion. I'm sure those guys are going to have a lot of fun with that one. We had a lot of fun with that one. What a fight between those two guys. And oh my goodness, BlakeTylerr, who is going to beat that guy?
Wow. What a beautiful fight. On paper, like I was saying, God ate my pig. He had it, right? On paper. But that's the problem with on paper, is it doesn't matter. Puncher's chances, everything, and BlakeTylerr definitely came out on top.
Yeah, you know, and with this rivalry, we could call it, you know, they're friends. They play each other a lot. I think we're going to see it again. Maybe not this season. Maybe it'll be a tournament or whatever it is. But that was just a terrific fight, and it gave, I think, God ate my pig the measuring stick, right? He got that championship belt. He's like, I did it. I'm ESFL champion. But Blake showed up. He said, yeah, you are, but here's where you got to go next. And I want to see him try to do it. I want to see him try to get back and get that belt. So congrats to God ate my pig on his championship run. Amazing victory over Zayev to earn that. And then, you know, just good performances all season long. But BlakeTylerr, 3-0 in the ESFL. All is right in the world. The man's got a belt.
That was a lot of fun. 133 was an awesome card. And I think that's it for tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick update as well. We have Sunday, November 28th, which is tomorrow. We have the ESFL Camp Clash Rivals, which is a new format, which is the top players in UFC 4 are going to face off against the other top players in UFC 4 in a 5v5 competition. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, it's an exciting format for, I know, the local competitors, the people in the camps, but I think it's also something that the audience has wanted to see for a long time. You know, you see these guys fight each other one at a time on a fight card, but who's actually the better camp. You know, in a 5v5, you're really going to test the depth. You're going to see kind of the versatility. What do they do at different weight classes? And just high-level players on these camps, too. I mean, some of the very best in the world. That's why they're on these camps, the best camps in the world. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. And I think that I also got a note here. So the fight card for next week that we usually show at the end here, that'll be posted on social media. I think they're just trying to find the last couple, whatever's going on. We'll get it out to you guys soon enough.
So that's it. There we go. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight for 133, the Xbox division. Next week will be PlayStation. So we'll see what those guys have to maybe improve on or what they really have to show. Thank you so much, Luke, for joining me here on the broadcast. Thank you, Feckett, for being our observer. But from everyone over here at ESFL, hope you guys have a great night.
Fast, already try. Oh, beautiful counter to the takedown. Thank you for joining us tonight.
A disadvantage Zayef, but then he.
Waiting too much on Trixie. Nice shooting, good turning.
Watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube, watching for How Me Well tonight. I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.